Today, the topic that I choose to represent is about combating loneliness and the role of social media in it, and social media has become an addiction. Well, at first, I want to talk that loneliness has become a conundrum. That it's become a really hard thing to cure. It exists, and it's something that's ongoing, and still we're not able to cure it. So, we need to know what is loneliness, you might ask. So, loneliness is described as a very complex and very unpleasant and emotional feeling, and that makes a person to isolate. Not just isolate like with someone, isolate alone. No person with you, just being lonely on your own. And the thing is, we need to understand that it's a very complex emotion, and everybody is different. And we try. And the thing is, that it's more like a very psychological thing that we need to understand, and it's really hard for a person who has PTSD. Some people who are lonely because they might have PTSD because of bad friendship, bad relationship, or it could be anything. So we need to understand that what is loneliness, and we need to understand that it's a very complex emotion. So, you know, so the next thing I want to talk is why loneliness exists. Even this age of social media, the age we live in, it's vast. We have computers, we have laptops, computer, Facebook, but still, yet we talk online, and yet still we feel lonely. So we need to understand that why we're still lonely in this such age, and then we're going to talk how can we combat loneliness. The next slide, I want to say the illusion of connection of social media. That we need to understand. You see, these people are connected. They are connected, but yet they're connected, yet they're distant. So, for example, I have a friend. I'm talking online. We're friends, but we're online friends. And the thing is, when you talk to someone online, it's different when you meet someone in person. And then later on, I'll talk about it more as well. Well, the other thing I want to talk is that social media and loneliness. That it increases suicide rates. And the thing is, the superficial nature. Then we need to understand that the internet is very superficial, and it's very full of hoaxes. And some people might go online and compare their life with celebrities or even their family members, their cousins, and then compare themselves and feel like they're worthless. And that makes person to having a very bad emotional fallout. So they either might that lead to suicide, or also it might lead someone to do drugs, or some people might find another negative copingism is that they might cut themselves or hurt themselves as a really negative coping mechanism. So we need to understand that. And the other thing people do is do online trends like the ice bucket challenge or some other stuff. Like when a guy who just wanted to fit in with his friend, I think he used a chip, spicy chip, and he died. So we need to understand that internet is very harmful for us, very harmful, and it's damages our mental health and our self-esteem, especially when we compare ourselves with celebrities, and we need to understand its hoaxes. So the next thing I want to talk the more detailed and superficial nature of online. We understand that online friendship, as I talked before, that online friendships do not provide the same emotional sense of belonging. We need to understand that because when we hang out with a person in real life, as in second mission, as I said, that the face-to-face interaction has more intimacy to them. Like if we talk someone online, we'll talk to them for hour and hour, but even after talking for an hour and hour, that we will still feel that we are lonely and we're alone and feel there's feeling of emptiness. We'll still, but if you go on a trip, a road trip, or we go to the museum or go clubbing with your friends, it will be a face-to-face interaction that will fulfill the feeling of loneliness. And then another thing I want to talk is that research indicate that social media have heavy interactions. Social media has who rely the people who rely on social media have very negative interactions, like very negative intrication in their mind. And this is a source that I got it from. And the next thing I want to talk about is cyberbullying and the negative interactions. So as you can see in the picture, that this little girl is talking to someone. She thinks, or he thinks, that the other person is his friend, and they're pretending that they're their age and their friend, but they don't know that the other person, it could be a predator or a person who tried to trap them, because you never know who's the other side of your screen and who you're talking to. Or other thing that I didn't have the picture to explain is cyberbullying that damage the trust for person of interpersonal relationships. The cyberbullying really have been high in the high schools, and we even have show related to cyberbullying called 13 Reasons Why. And the thing is that harassment, but the people are using social media to harass as well other people, or even people who are like friends, online friends, sharing your private images, stuff like that. They use that to harass you. That make a person go lonely, get emotionally stressed, and then might kill themselves or do other things. So it's really hard for a victim to maintain friendships if they're relying on social media because their trust level, their what do you say, they don't have any confidence on them. And the other thing that we can use as example, the person online person, if you go online, or suppose you have Discord, you go on Discord, make friend, and then you made a plan to meet that online friend, but there are highly chances that highly risk that the person is actually becoming your friend just to kidnap you and sell you, and that is called human trafficking. Or they might ask you some really inappropriate images and tell you that this is fine and it's okay to send those pictures because they're your friends and it's gonna be private. But they're gonna use those pictures and blackmail you to get money or blackmail you to do things. So we need to understand that this is another thing of negative about social media. So now I want to talk the psychological effects of social media. As you can see, person without the social media, the face is their mind is very happy, and the person who's on social media or feel lonely, they're sad, and their mind is full of storm and stuff like that. And now, first thing I want to say that it increased depression. It increased depression, and the thing I talked before, self comparison dynamics, they're increased. Like if I go online, I'll look, okay, this singer, their life is so perfect, or even if we don't talk about singer, if we go simple as like, oh, this is my cousin, this is my family member, they're having a really good life, and look at me, I don't have any friends, I don't have any life. That made a person even suicide or try to hurt themselves or do other bad things to themselves or harm themselves. And that also it might become too much for a person that they might become very mentally ill as well. We need to understand that. And the other thing is perfectionism and anxiety. See, this is also linked to the comparison dynamics. So if you go online, you might see other people perfect life. You try to make your life perfect them as well. You'll try to make a fake life, be very that you want to be perfect and everything. We understand no one's perfect, and that's okay. And also because of your people trying to perfect, they might have a lot of anxiety. Like if their things are not going their way, they'll crash out. They have really bad anxiety, and then they will like very they get mad for small things. Small things don't go over there, they'll get mad. So the last thing I want to talk is addictive behaviors. So if a person is online, we need to understand that social media is a very addictive nature, and its compulsive and usage patterns, and its lead to neglect the real life relationships. A person then if the person become negative addictive to online, then they will make their own shell, and they will just stay in their own shell, and they'll rather not talk to people and not talk to friends, and that's another thing that will make them lonely. Especially nowadays, we have smartphones and social media apps, so we rather go online and talk, or rather go online and scrolling TikTok rather than talking to friends or making friends around us. So it leaves a very negative impact on our mental health. very negative impact on our mental health. So next thing I want to talk about is this is as an example that I use that this is a percentage and a skill that I use that suicide rates has increased by the early 2000s to 2022 now. These are the age demographic of those people of those kids. And if you feel suicidal or you need any sort of support, emotional support, you seek help at 8 and 988. And this is where I got my facts from. So now you need to know that you're not alone. That I know that everybody need a soul to rely on and a shoulder to cry on, and everyone need a friend through highs and lows, and understand that you're not gonna make it alone. This is a song that I really like. It's by Eva Max. So overcoming loneliness, the coping strategies. So building connections. So we need to engage ourselves into clubs or engage in your class or try to find people that matches your interest. Another thing that we do not need those dating apps like Tinder or some other dating apps because they are just a cash grab. So online friends or online trying to find things online uh, is is not helpful at all. So we need to do a physical interaction, and it's much more better than just going online on dating apps or those friendships because they're a cash grab. So uh, so the thing is that even if you don't have any clubs or anything like that in high school or in college, you can talk to your academic teacher or someone in your college and make up on your own club or go to the just like in my college college in the gaming you can go there and hang out and try to find people you think they have in common with just like interest in class and and uh, and that. Okay, so another thing I want to talk is that digital literacy education that we need to teach our child to establish a very healthy benefit to reduce loneliness. We need we need to do that. We need to build up like uh, 1 second. We we need to like digital literacy teach reduce feeling of isolation. That we need to stop like comparing ourselves to celebrities or doing all those other nonsense trends just to fit in. Be your own person and use social media responsibly. We need to do everything responsibly. And the other thing I want to talk about is promoting responsible. So we need to um, we need to educate our we need to educate our our social media. We need to educate our social media feed. Okay, we need to educate our social media feed. And then other thing we need to do is limit our usage as well, and we need to practice mindfulness because now I'm going to go in details on practicing the mindfulness because it is a study that help you overcoming the feeling of vulnerability and do like exercise, go out, breathe, do meditation, and engage in some better physical activity. And then the thing is how we can accutate our social media feed. So it's like practicing and promoting responsible use. Use it really responsibly. Don't overuse it. Don't go over there and just try to compare yourself or go online on the dating apps like Tinder or some other apps like to make friends because real interactions cannot replace online interactions. So we need to understand and pay attention to the content that we are consuming as well. We need to understand the patterns, talk patterns of who we're talking to, and if we meet someone online, if we're gonna meet them, and at least give them a video call or ask them for a picture on video call. And also, if you meet them online, meet them in public place and let your loved ones know. and have a device that has your location. So if you meet someone, they know your location, and it might help, preventing all the stuff that I talked about, like human trafficking. So we need to understand that. In conclusion, at first I want to say that we must focus on social training, social interactions, and social skills. That I want to say that it's not only for young people. We need to further develop this, help our young people and adult people alike to make a very effective and an active social life. And we need to help each other as citizens, help each other and be mindful as well. But another thing I want to say in conclusion is I know that there, if nothing works, I know there's a light that's waiting up ahead. So stay and fight, and look one who said, just hold on a little bit longer. I know it's gonna be okay. These days are gonna make you stronger. You will find purpose in the pain. You just need to hold on, and deep down there's the well of faith. Let the hope rise and lift up your name, and just hold on. And this is another song by Katie Nicole. It's a song that I really like. It's by Katie Nicole. And that's my presentation. And thank you for your time.